said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Alright, I said the world is upside down. I am implored to say so much more and poverty, while few enjoy prosperity. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Alright. Looking at the world, I agree. Oh, what fools we mortals be. Morality is in demise. Immorality is on the rise. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Too much injustice. How can there be peace? Religious hypocrisy, political tyranny. You see it, my brethren. What about the children now? Hey, they say the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They said the world is spinning around. I said the world is upside down. They said the world is spinning around. I saw the world is upside down. They said the world is spinning around now. I saw the world is upside down. Oh yeah. Crime and violence, poverty and starvation, ecological calamity, economic instability. What's wrong with humanity? Have they lost their sanity for the sake of vanity? Without the love now, you know that we need it, yeah. What about the love?
Howdy friends, howdy friends, oh goodbye. Yeah, that was, who was that? Jimmy Cliff, The World Upside Down. I've got nothing prepared really, I just want to talk about the police and the current situation we find ourselves in Britain, pardon me, and since the murders last Monday in Southport, what has happened over the last less than a week is quite predictable really, is that protests, justifiably as well, were highly influenced to the negative by the police force and their tactics. I've spent Don't Prepper. How you doing, my friend? I'm just warbling, buddy. Mainly to do with the police and the sort of role they're playing, which I see as pretty much as antagonists. We're antagonists. And the thing is, they're doing a job. The police are doing a job. And I wouldn't be surprised if defund the police became a thing over here. I wouldn't be surprised, but I can't really see it happening. Then again, public services in Britain have been gradually been eroded away in numbers, i.e. police force numbers, and standards. Really, it's the standards that have pretty much dropped, right from probably, well, I can pinpoint it back to the kind of 80s when things changed in Great Britain. Actually, you're talking 40 years ago. So those of us that are aware, that were born early 1960s, maybe late 1960s, and have pretty much, like studied, not to a degree of deep learning, just study societal movements and societal trends just by people watching, and just little things like that. But the 80s was a turning point, so they've had 40 years to implement now this as to what we've got now, which is I think it looks like it's gearing up towards a curfew. It's your 1984 scenario, pretty much playing out, and we've had it quite easy over the last 4 years, I think, in Britain, from my perspective, anyway. As far as locking down and not wearing masks, etc. But this is something different I'm talking about now. We're seeing the sort of violence from the police that was demonstrated in Australia, even Britain. It was demonstrated to be not an honourable, just not an honourable system of policing, really, which is allow people. I mean, pretty much it comes down to the government, because they've allowed things to escalate to such a point where people are outraged, and it had to happen. I've been saying it for years and years and years. I don't know, 15 years. That something will wait. I mean, go back. I sort of mentioned Jimmy Savile. What happened with Jimmy Savile and the BBC coming out as what they actually are? That didn't rile the nation up as much as anything else I could really imagine, apart from this, really. So this is pretty much outraged people to the point where everybody is pretty much standing on the same line of address the issues, really. So, protesting is a funny thing as well. Protesting. I went to the Million Mast March 2016, and that was probably my first massive protest that involved, there weren't a million people there, maybe 10,000, something like that. But it was. I mean, pretty much what they were protesting against was everything that the government has got a finger in. So, and people were there on their own little agenda. So I was there for Nikki, child abuse survivor, and there were people there for all sorts of things, whatever it is. And it was a really jolly atmosphere. But the thing was, and I learned this before this, is firstly, alcohol and protests do not mix. Okay, and that's what I was watching throughout the week. I watched maybe about half a dozen live streams from street journalists. Yeah, absolutely. That's it's pretty much predictable. Lone prepper, pretty much predictable. And it has to come to a head at some point, and this ain't going to be the end of it, I don't think. I don't, they can't, nothing, you know, what they've introduced with raising the lack of empathy or the lack of sympathy with people that are distressed. These are parents that were heavily distressed because it could happen to any of us. Well, not me, I don't have children, but I've got nephews and nieces, so it could happen to any of us. So they don't even have to be related. It's standing up for the principle of the matter, and if people don't stand up to it, it gets normalised. Well, this now, hopefully, take away the violence, take away the alcohol. Alcohol should be not there, because here's the thing about alcohol. You could go there and all you could have done is like dabbed a couple of drops of Courvoisier behind your earlobes, not ingested any, and because you smell of alcohol, you can be arrested on suspicion of being drunk and disorderly. So you can be taken out right at the beginning of the day, really, if you smell of alcohol, and they think you're a threat. So just note, if you're going to go to a protest, be aware that bottles do fly, and if you get hit on the head with a bottle, it's going to hurt, and you'll think, why me? Why didn't I go and buy a hard hat, or a cycle helmet, or there is something quite stylish for building sites. It's called a bump cap. Sort of like a baseball cap, but it's hard. Bump. B for Bravo, U, M for mother, P for police. Bump cap. And gloves. But just don't affront the police. The police are doing a job. This is what I understand. It must be the hardest job, really. Wanting to be there, like we're hanging on for the righteous return of Jesus Christ, just to bring peace to the world, save the sinners, and teach. Who knows how it's going to go. But see, I went off on a tangent then. Yeah, so be prepared, but don't go looking. See, the thing is, we need the police on our side. The police, in the main, are approachable. You can have a chat with them. They don't answer questions to do with, say, like the government or specifics. I think that is orders from above. They're not allowed to discuss certain things, maybe certain topics and certain institutions. But most of them are aware that they're doing wrong. There are a few nutters out there that relish in that power game. And I know everything's about control when it comes to being given skills, okay? Like how to take a person down with one stare. Yeah. I'm going to actually comment. I just want to go through these and yeah. Don't forget the 21 Depop agenda, and we're right in the middle of it. Most people seem to have forgotten. No, this was like having an alarm. My phone, I've got about 6 alarms set for various times throughout the day in the morning. Now this what's happened now is an alarm. It's like it's like an alarm call, isn't it? Right. You know, we can't rely on the police. We can't rely on the military because I don't think they live here. They're abroad, aren't they? These are the ones we put our faith in to defend us against danger like this. So the whole aspect of the police is quite a difficult one to address, really, because the rioters, I call them rioters now, because a lot of them went out of control. Most of them were there peacefully, but like I say, it just takes one agent provocateur to throw a bottle. Boom, that's it. You know. So I'd say just be careful. I always say this anyway. Be careful of who you mix with, because that's probably what you'll end up like. And going around with a gang of people that are angry. There's nothing worse than an angry drunk bloke. Probably, maybe except for an angry drunk woman, perhaps. But it's not. This is what people need to realise. Going back to the agenda, is we are in a war. The last 4 years has been so open about the fact that we are in a war. That's when they come out about it. That's it. We're now in a war. We can now implement all these things. We managed in 2020 to get the infrastructure up for control agent number 5G. So it won't take much to squash a protest, particularly in London, with these invisible weapons. So it'd be in the best interest of the police, really, to find a way of turning the tide. They say the best place to, it might have been said about America, it has actually, I think the Chinese said it, is the best place to attack a country is from within. And somebody's probably said this one, I can't think of anybody, but I got it from somewhere, and the best way to attack the people is let them attack themselves. So what we've got now is we've got the culmination now of this has got to be the peak, I think. Now I don't know the details of the murderer, if it is a racially motivated attack, a religious attack. I don't know. I haven't really delved into it, just because I haven't really got an opinion on who it was so much. I have got an opinion, it's about as low as you can get, and having an opinion of someone. But I can't think of anything worse that's going to rile the people up. People aren't going to forget this. I hope people aren't going to forget it. Just realise that demolishing your own country and demolishing your own communities ain't the way to do it. You just want to demolish the establishment, keep the infrastructure, keep everything there. I know it's only a few that calls it because it is a means to an end, and that end is surely civil unrest to warrant rolling in the United Nations. Because once this, we're only a little island, we're now flooded with people that ain't got our best interests at heart as a nation. So, yeah, it's pretty much an appeal to people that are going to go on the protests, is to don't go there thinking you're going to have a right laugh. That isn't a protest. A protest is having an affront to something. That is going to attack. That is a protest. It's an attack on something. Whereas a demonstration is quite the opposite. It's simply demonstrating an alternative. So if you're going to go to a protest and it's known as a protest and it's not something you feel strongly about, enough to get a bottle in your face, or and that's just by the old Rozzers. Won't be a bottle of champagne either. Yeah. Yeah. Prepper, whereabouts are you? You're in the old USA. Because then Masonic, this Masonic thing is a bit awkward in Britain, because we are the sovereign nation. This is like the it's like the sovereign nation of Masonry, isn't it? And America is under the sovereignty of Great Britain, apparently, which is believable. It means to an end. So, yeah. But you see, at least half the police must be parents. And you know, I'm all for it, protest, as long as you're not going there with a bunch of drunks. Because as you can see, look what the police have got. They got, even though it might be shambolic, it was all by design. They did it did exactly what it said on the brief. Is to shut down these protests, or antagonise it to a point where we're going to have to stop protests altogether. It's another excuse, but this ain't going away. This, so you know, it's just not. It's not the police. The police are doing something. If one of them, well, all right. So you could, if I was a policeman, what would I do? Well, I just think, well, you know, well, I can't fight these in here. What can I do? Well, I'll have my uniform in, like have my badge in. But then you're out of it. You're out of that potential to be a positive in the police force. There's other reasons, presumably, but after chatting with loads of coppers, I like a chat, and sometimes they like a chat with me, just because I guess I look like trouble, because I'm talking with lots of people. So it's a difficult one to breach the police issue. We can't win in a fight against them, because what the police tend to do is go about 6-1. Well, the only reason it's 6-1 is because the one that's getting arrested by the 6 ain't got enough unconditional support. So, you know, I'm not sure how this is all going to play out, but all I'm sort of trying to urge is people to. I'll tell you one thing I did notice about these. There was a Tommy Robinson affair as well, wasn't there? That was badly policed, which I think was on the Saturday. I might have been days mixed up. And when there was the old lockdown protests in London, again, what the police tactics is quite simple. Is to, I think they call it corralling, kettling, corralling, and then arresting, even just the people within that corral. So it's a fear tactic to keep people away. But surely the police are going to take a look at themselves in the mirror and think, flipping out. 3 generations of coppers, and look at what I'm left with. doing. Yeah. So 1984 was Thatcher's year, miners' strike here in Britain. We became pally through Margaret Thatcher in, I think, 79. She came to power. Then we became very pally with America via Ronald Reagan. And that was the introduction to cutthroat politics, really. Because what cutthroat politics gives you is cutthroat everything else. I'm not sure what's going to happen, really. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if defund the police became a thing. Although, well, again, it would take is a couple of dozen people at protest rallies promoting defund the police, and then you've got another excuse for a riot. So the police have got a pretty hard time, really. I'm sure most of them hadn't signed up to behave like hooligans and thugs. So, you know, there's bound to be more good cops and bad cops. There's bound to be. Bound to be. You know, why don't they go on strike? Why don't the police go on strike? How many people would support the police if they went on strike and did marches calling for justice for everything? By justice, that totally means scrubbing the entire system and beginning again. So, police. Let's think of a hashtag for police. Let me share my screen on it. Thin blue line. I wrote this the other day. I've been having quite trying technical issues. So we've got the thin blue line and a thick yellow streak. Police are police. Right, these would be a hashtag. Police. I'll come back to that. Police. Right. Okay. I'm really hey? Aye? Living on the thin line. Right, what's this called now? Police striking. Yeah. Well, that's what I think they should. The only thing is we're very reliant on the police. They are human beings. They do a job that puts their lives on the line. You've got to take your hat off to that that character, really, of somebody that wants to do good and they want us to specialise in keeping the law. Well, how disappointing. How disappointing to find out that, like the police in there used to having this Sweeney. Is a real thing, really. You know what goes on. If you've ever been in trouble with the police, you know it's fixed against you. So, what should I look up? I'll look up something in a minute. If anybody wants to come on and have an input, really. Yeah. Yeah, so the police are pivotal. So they are under orders. So what do they do? You know, it's likened. It's likened to what happened back in the Second World War. It's been documented, if you can believe it. Well, I think that happened. Yeah, in that thing we can't talk about. I wonder what will come out of this when I don't know. Is anybody familiar with Deagle? I got problems with my pronunciation. So certain things I can't say. I just realised I can't say K in. Was it K? Right, what am I looking for? All right. Deagle, D-A-E-A, Deagle, there it is, Deagle.com. It's been taken down. I'm not sure if I've got any footage of Deagle.com. I know David Yates has, or had. Yeah, but going back to your this here, Prepper. Right in the middle of it, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27. So 20. Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be interesting. But this is what I would urge is it's a hooligan approach. That's not the intention of these protests. But those that are actually protesting, it's the anti-protesters, or whatever you call them, the opposition, I guess, that come out. And yeah, I mean, I watched Bristol. That's my hometown, Bristol, and it's quite. It was really upsetting, actually, watching it. These people just having a go at the police. in a thuggy way, you know. And if you're having a chat with, if you say a little copper, and there are ways to get answers to questions without actually making them realising that they've actually answered a question that they're not meant to answer. And some coppers are all up for how to do, and then some are just, I don't want to talk with you. I was just going to stand here and just look around. Well, you've got the most negative element possible, that coming from somebody that's like hating on, looking at everybody in the public as a criminal. It's another frequency war we're battling against. But the problem is ours, and it isn't ours. Because what's going to happen if we've got no police? There won't be, I don't think. If there wasn't an organised corporation acting as law enforcement, which is what we've got. I mean, this badge here. Oh, where is it? That thin blue line badge. Where did I put it? Well, I asked the copper one day, what's all that about? He said, oh, we buy, let me get it up a minute. It was, where did I put it? Police of police. Come on. Here we go. That. I asked this guy, what's all this about then? Let me take a picture of it. He said, oh, there's something like the secret policeman's ball or something like that. Coppers falling on hard times, I don't know, something like that, I can't remember. Obviously. But I said to him, well, it's a bit treasonous really, because what he's done is he's taken our red, white and blue, Union Jack, and you've done a negative of it. It's black and white, it's the opposite. I said, that's who you serve. You don't serve the people, you people of Britain, you serve the dark government. That's what it is, it's a dark government. I don't know what that means, the thin blue line, but they used to be called the boys in blue. Maybe that's why it's called the thin blue line. But now they're dressed in black. So they've pretty much gone demonic with that. And then with all those multicoloured badges as well they put on. Nah, this is totally wrong. This is a signal. I might look it up in a minute. Black Union Jack. Let me look it up. But that's what I forget. I keep forgetting. There's a Union Jack. World Union flag. So we know that. I'll read this, but just for those of you that haven't got a clue, like me, and this is from Wikipedia. The Union Jack or Union flag is the de facto national flag of the United Kingdom. When did it change from Great Britain? The Union flag was also used as the official flag of several British colonies and dominions before they adopted their own national flags. So what we've actually got here with this is a different national flag. That's what this is. The flag continues to have official status in Canada with parliamentary resolution, where it is known as the Royal Union flag. Right. Let's have a look. Actually, wonder if there's anything to do with Freemasons. That's a point. Let me have a look at your comment a minute, because I know there was one there. Yeah. I wonder if that badge is Masonic in some way. Black and white, blue. Black and white and blue. Well, actually, if we take away the thin blue line, because the thin blue line represents the police. If we go on that assumption, we peel that off, and we've got the satanic Union Jack, because that's what it is. Yeah. I'll have a look in a minute, see what it is. What? Yeah, Lone Prepper. I'll sling a link in a minute. He's back. He looked me up the other day. I think it was on Rob's live stream, and I didn't realise he kept a low profile, and I didn't realise he was there. But I'll put a link in a minute. No way. Wow. What a bummer. I mean, the thing about Diesel, and you mentioning David, is he actually published them in hard copy, didn't he? In his book, Diesel.com. And from memory, I think Great Britain was going from like 65 million down to 15 or something like that. It's a lot. 25, 15. Well, what a bummer that is. There. Yeah, I don't think I've actually got any screenshots of it. Yeah, what a bummer. Right, let's back to the black. Back to black. Black Union Jack. Union Jack, black and white meaning. No, I don't want that. like that. Yeah, I think one of the excuses that came out was that it made too much of an easy target if it was the Union Jack. It is an interesting one. Oh, there's one. Back in 2015. Have a look at that. His name's something Peabody. I'll find a link. Maybe not. Oh, what was that breaking news then? Fury as police told not to wear UK flag badge in memory of colleagues killed. Right, that's what it is. Furious rows broken out after police were told they must not wear a Union flag badge in support of families of fallen officers. A high-ranking Metropolitan Police officer last week sent an email forbidding officers from wearing the emotive thin blue line badge. The former detective said some senior officers thought it could cause offence to some within certain communities. Like Great Britain? The row follows the death last Monday of PC David Phillips, who died after being knocked down by a hit-and-run driver while on duty in Merseyside. Many officers had wanted to wear the badge, black and white Union Jack with a horizontal blue line, in support of the 34-year-old father of two. But sources say senior officers had expressed concern that the badge could provoke ill feelings in some communities. Yesterday, Ken Marsh, chairman of the Met Police Federation Constables Branch, said the email was sent around the time of PC Phillips' death. Oh, rest his soul. This is from, I think it was 2015, is. He said it told officers they couldn't wear it because it wasn't functional with regulations on police uniforms. However, the day after the tragedy, Met Commissioner Sir Bernard Hogan Howe ice cream, and that is he the man that makes the ice cream? Said he had no issue with his officers wearing the badge. Right, that's enough of that. And this was from 2015. But that's what it is. It's showing regard for fallen colleagues. Here I am. Oh, good man. I think they're worth a fortune now. Yeah, I didn't buy. One time I went to buy off Amazon, it wouldn't let me buy. Wouldn't let me buy it. 3 times I tried. So I kind of missed out on that. Yeah, I'll find a link in a bit, buddy. 66 down to 30. Yeah, I think it was more than less than 30. It will come out in the world. So thin blue line. Yeah. Well, there's not really much more I can add to that. I've been on here. Well, I've got 10 minutes left to the hour. Jamala, Ja, Mila, knowledge, Ja, Ja, Ja. When to check the Wayback Generator to see the Deagle report. I've got screenshots on separate drives on multiple devices too. Oh, the Wayback? Yeah, I've never used that. What is it like? Wayback when or something? Wayback. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's not that. All I'm doing is talking. I just want to, you know, see if I can instill a little bit of calm, which is better for rationalizing things, seeing where the problem is, and then addressing it like that. All I'm doing is highlighting the problem. But the solution has to be we've got to get on better with the police. And there is going to come a point where there's nothing we can do because they ain't going to change. Then, however it pans out, it's not going to be nice. Oh, that'd be cool, yeah. Freedom. Ja. Have a look. Do you want your channel sharing? Lone Prepper, you don't do oh. One thing is, most of them do know that something ain't quite right. That's the start. Then they realise that something is wrong. And they can put their finger on it. It just makes me a bit concerned that now something like this has come out, and there seems to be like an inter-religious thing going on. Because what I did hear a lot of chants was I watched a lot of preachers that were on these marches, and I heard a lot of Christ is King chanting. Now, that pretty much at least gives the impression that Jesus Christ is still in the minds of people, even though it comes out in a chant. I don't think, well, I'm pretty sure that the people that are chanting Christ is King aren't quite with the program, because these people are still going out and being violent, etc. They're not the calm in the storm. But it was uplifting to hear people chanting it, and I've heard it quite a lot recently, more and more increasing. And people at least having a banner to stand behind, not to diminish anybody. You know, stand behind your flag, because that is just like recognition. Doesn't mean, I mean, the nasties of the Union Jack, there are some. I'm not sure what they are. I'm not really that interested. All I know is if I wear it, people around me know I'm from Great Britain. Simple as that. So all this is a badge of recognition of which side I'm on. And the Jesus Christ thing, well, yeah, it's uplifting to know that at least people have fallen back to have that as a recognition of what Great Britain does have as a cultural identity. It's that Christianity, which is fantastic. Now, all that needs to do is wake people up to be full-blown, repent, be born-again Christians. If we had a nation that was just did turn fully to God, I'm pretty sure the future will be a little bit more in favour of us. Turn it around in a peaceful way. So, let's have a look. What's that? I haven't seen any news today. What I've done today is I've avoided pretty much listening to anything. I don't have a television. I rarely listen to music. I do tend to watch quite a few YouTube videos, but today I think it might be because I've spent a few days listening to people shouting, and I sort of realised shouting it's not the way people do. I don't listen to people that are shouting unless they're really far away. Because at the end of the day, everybody goes home and it's pretty much like it never happened. It's sort of just like echoes. So it needs to be a cultural change, and oddly enough, it needs to go back to at least to the culture it was before the 1980s. Really. However, having said that, what we're facing today is pretty much could probably qualify as end times prophecy of some sort, but things have to get worse before they can get better. Unfortunately, when it takes people's lives away, it should really be irrespective of the ages, but the people that are just so young that have had their lives not even begun, they're looking forward to tomorrow, seeing their friends, not a care in the world, really, which they shouldn't have at that age. None of us should really have a care in the world, because the cares we have in this world are all to do with government. So, police force should be striking. I didn't read this. Sweden just got took over, and Sharia law is looming now. Police is no longer for the people in Europe. They've got their hands tied. It is a European thing. It's a worldwide thing. I think we've been witnessing the assembling of the troops, as it were, over, wow, what, since the 80s? We used to have this working tourist thing. Come to the country as a working tourist. You work, pay your way. You come with a skill or just something positive to offer. Then you got working tourists. So yeah, the thing is, the riot gear they wear now, it's provoking. The thing is, they're turning it against their own people. It's pathetic. I shared this live to others so they can hear. Thank you. I'd rather hear from other people, really, because I pretty much said as much as was in was in my head to come out consciously. We've not been allowed to fly our Swedish flag for at least 20 years. Wow. We're being called racist, yet last week the Free Palestine protest claimed the Swedish flag under theirs. Wow. Yeah, the England flag disappeared. Just take again, we can read into it exactly what it looks like. It reads like, which is pretty much doing away with sovereignty, national sovereignty. So your flag, now you won't have a flag. You'll just be a part of the zone. Yeah. Olaf Palm. Wow. In the 80s again. Yeah, there was a massive move in the 80s. That was a political ramping up to a harsher end, which is what we're seeing now. But firstly, by introducing the idea that people can get wealthy, people can own their own homes, etc., from council stock. But the same year in the 70s and 80s, skilled workers and students in Sweden flourishing and growing, and was a role model for the world. Now it's shamefully fallen. I mean, Sweden, from where I am in Britain, Sweden was hailed as one of the places to live, really, for something that was like a more attuned with a relaxing lifestyle, I think. Norway, that was another one. They just had this perception from us that everything's ideal. But far from it. So have a look here. Look here. Yeah. Well, I've done over an hour. Yeah. But I did write something down, and it was about there's quite a sort of an irony, because at the moment there was I was going to play a video, Protect Our Daughters video, and this was from about 2 weeks ago. I think there was a thing as well. I got a few things actually written down here. Let me have a look at this a minute. I lived in London from 93 to 98. It's not the same anymore. My daughter goes back to visit her dad often, but she was too little to remember it back then. '93. Yeah. It's been the cultural pot of soup. It's just been mixed really too much. Yeah, I wrote something down. It was irony question mark. The children will ultimately save the children. The children will ultimately save the children. So I'm all about saving children, as most people are. Only it hasn't really become like an everyday household slogan to be used as something to address a specific, which is the future of our children. And that is to do with everything, from the education system to the health system, everything, jobs market, etc., etc. But what this tragedy in Southport's done is, I've seen a flag and it was just awoken the sleeping lion, because it's true, we have been sleeping and taking things for granted really, and getting complacent, and all of a sudden, boom. We'll see what happens. But we need, ultimately, it is just to say, listen, copper, I know you don't like me. And frankly, I don't know you, so I don't know whether it's like you or not. And just form a relationship. It's up to them to sort themselves out into the good cop, bad cop scenario. But there will come a point when they are going to have to pick a side. They're going to have to pick a side. And I think there should be a national police strike. Full stop. There you go. That's it then. Police striking. Strike. Oh, a little bloody mosquito flying around. I can hear it. Police striking. So that's the only resolve I can come up with. Rather than just moaning about the situation, if we all chip in a little bit with an idea, something might come out of it. I wouldn't trust anybody that's mainstream at the moment to be able to do anything as good a job as being led by Jesus. Simple as that. Simple as that, really. What's this here? I said, you think exactly how I think. Yeah, I say children. But, you know, there's an irony that possibly the 3 children died. And what it did was it awoken that sleeping lion, and it made people realise that, well, this is the priority. Everything to do with the illness ultimately is to do with the future. Yeah, for nothing. Yeah. Yeah. It's that Teagle thing. Get rid of the old, get rid of the homeless, get rid of those that can't eat, can't work, don't want to work, or these pensioners. You know, that's the way. Ideally for them, that's the way it would be, wouldn't it? Just get rid of 2/3 of the population. That is anybody that's over 30. Yeah. Ultimately, police are found too, and once it gets to a certain point, they choose to protect their own first, and one needs to take a stance. Absolutely that. Absolutely. So the only way, I mean, I can imagine that once one cop does it, makes a stand by joining the demonstration or the protest. I mean, people aren't going to trust him, but you know, as a gesture goes, it might be one of those things that gives rise to a new, total new world, and it will be a new world, not like anything that can be imagined, really. Yeah. So, Jamila. Yeah, I love that name. It's just got to me. I think I realise you are a lady. Am I wrong? Amen. Jesus is the only way. It makes sense to have a specific set of guidelines that everybody can follow, and yeah, that's it. Simple as that. Well, I don't know how to finish this. I might put my thinking cap on. Yes. Oh, Jamila, welcome. It was the name, I think, Jar. When I hear Jar, I generally follow a few reggae channels, and Jar, I kind of like think, obviously, I would think of Jar Rastafari, but it wasn't until it became a lady's name, Jamila, that that's a beautiful name. That I like that. Yeah. So what I'm going to roll with now is striking police. If you're a lady, there's a lot of fight left in me. I do appreciate your work a lot. Thank you, Jamila. The thing is, you see, it doesn't matter how much fight we think we got. If the cause, if we're fighting for the right cause, you know, we can just increase that fight when it's driven by an honourable, righteous motive. And if we got God on our side, it can only be for good, really. Yeah. Right. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Jamila, thank you ever so much. Like I said, I've been winging it. I did have an idea of playing some footage of the police behaving badly, some footage of the protesters provoking the police after they were being provoked. So it was pretty much like a day of predictability. So I haven't done that. I'm not going to dwell on that. I already know that it's a system, and fundamentally everything revolves around the way the police behave. Really. But I don't think it's fair for people to go out slating the police. They're trying to do a really tough job, made even tougher because they know that what they're doing is they're doing their job wrong. It must be tough. And all that adrenaline pumping, and you know you can't be hurt because you're wearing that body armor, and you know that if somebody jumps on you, your mates will jump on them. You know, that's part of the training, so you rely on your brothers and sisters. The problem with our side is there's nobody we can really rely on in our hour of need. So, like I said at church today, I said, I will not kill in the name of Jesus, but I'm ready to die for him, as he died for us. Amen. Yeah, you said that as well. Yeah. Well, we can't kill in the name of Jesus. I won't kill in the name of anyone, really. But yeah, I'm gonna wind me out after this. God bless you, Richard. I will be watching the beginning as I came in late to your life. I do agree with what you've been putting out for us to see. Thank you for that, Jamila. You know, I'm just plucking at straws and how not to drag innocent people. And these people are innocent. All they're doing is going out and venting their frustration and anger. Yeah. And the only resolve I can say is if the police said, right, that's it. Stuff it. I'm not working for this anymore. I resigned. Or no, you don't resign, go on strike. Go on strike. And I think that would be interesting, that. Right. Jamila, Lone Prepper, I think that was it. Thanks for joining me. I will continue this. I'll think of a hashtag. Police striking police. Bobby. How about something like striking cops? Let me think of this. Yeah, striking cops. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it now before this finishes. No, I can't do it. No. Right, I'll do it afterwards. Okay, no. Yeah, it's different. It's difficult to kind of imagine how it would transition immediately. But it's not as though they would need to go out and design a new uniform, or change any criminal rules, apart from a few that aren't really criminal. It would just be a more pleasurable. It would be a more pleasurable job for a copper. If I remember how the cops used to be when I was a lot back in the, well, I was born in 1964, so I can remember late 70s, 80s, and beyond. And cops were different, society was different, communities were different. So we've sort of had 40 years really of getting worn down. But that's what I think the only resolve is what did I say? Cops. Striking cops. Something like that. People's Protection Corps instead of cops. Copper. I wonder why they I can't remember why they're called coppers. Copper. Police choose this day whom you shall serve. Can't serve two masters. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, the Bible has all the answers. Now that is, I should know this one. Matthew 7. Let me find it. I always like to get a bit of scripture in, and that's pretty much perfect. Yeah, what are we doing? Want to go to Old Faithful here? I can't read too much because I can't pronounce a lot of these words now. I've got like a deformed mouth. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Let's read that again. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Yeah. Two masters. That's the thing, isn't it? It's a tug of war. It's got to be like a tug of war for the police. Seriously. Well, this is the thing. If the police went on strike, let's say, right, we call a national strike of the police force. All those that are in favour of upholding the law, not being forced to beat people up for protesting, things that are justified in protesting against, and they're justified in going up to London to Downing Street and parading up and down there. They're quite welcome to do. They're quite within their rights to do that if they've got a complaint. Go straight to the top. The violence, we don't need that, but you know, people learn. I'll look up them in a minute. But this is the thing: if you've got police on strikes and they've got I don't know, let's say they've got 1,000 police go on a march, and they're going to be policed by their mates, okay? And they gradually they will filter over those that realise that, well, you know, it's a miserable life being a thug. Let's just go back and uphold the law. It's as simple as that, really. Coppers. Let me have a look, see if I can find out why they're called coppers. Police and thieves in the streets. Oh yeah. Right, here we go. Rising the nation with them. Why are police officers called coppers? Police officers have been called coppers since at least 1846, and by 1859 the shortened term entered common use. Before 1846, police officers in England were referred to as bobbies. Yeah, bobbies. Named after Sir Robert Peel, the creator of the first Metropolitan Police Force in 1828. It doesn't say why. No. Ah. All right. Copper. What does copper mean in slang? Copper. Oh, here's one. Copper. C-U. Copper. Cupra. C-U. C-U, Jimmy. I see you. That's a copper. I see you being a naughty boy. Anyway. Copper, as slang for policeman, is first found in print in 1846, according to the Oxford English dictionary. The most likely explanation is that it comes from the verb to cop, meaning to seize, capture, or snatch, dating from just over a century earlier, 1704. The derivation of the verb is unclear. So it's to cop. Yo, knit. You'll cop it, yeah, you go. So I reckon that might be it. That sounds a good one. Oh, Alchemist, how do you do? Children chat, peace of all. Peas and rice. Lovely. Blessings, blessings. Praise the Lord. Takes a village to raise a child, but if that village is darkness, Sodom and Gomorrah, then what should become of the children? Yeah, that's the unfairness, I think. Really, is that it tests children. Children have to suffer up to a certain point before they sort of learn the correct way to be. Copper because of the Ambulonite War was a copper star from the beginning, was it? Yeah. Well, you know they so the Freemason bit is quite obvious. I just pulled this up. How's it been a copper? Cleveland police gone to look out for new officers. Teesside Live. Now I just picked this up because of the hats. So you know, pretty much I suppose you could read into that they are they're standing under that. So it's Freemasons are the masters of anything, the judicial system, everything. At some point comes under the governance of the checkerboard. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They haven't got 5 stars though. Yeah, I think I've got a mosquito. Where did it come from? Copper is because of multi emblem in the war is a copper star from the beginning. That you might be thinking of sheriffs in the Wild West. Right then. So all I can say is, police, do your job, please. You need to re-endear yourself to the British public. Oh, Lord. Praise the Lord.
Sounding rich.
Yo.
Put the cap in.
Hello, bro. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, thanks. Too bad.
Yeah.
How you doing? I was just about to shoot off the bed in the next half an hour. I got work in the morning, but I seen you was live. So
Yeah,
I thought,
I was just sort of wrapping up now. I've been meaning to have a little chat about the police.
Okay.
And what I've witnessed over the last sort of week is it's pretty much like baiting by the police. But it's all, obviously it's a game of chess. They're just the pawns, the police. They're not the ones that should be taking the brunt, really, of what has recently happened. I don't know whether you're aware of like that Southport thing, etc.
Oh yeah, it's going down.
And you know how the outrage manifested itself. And you know, when you're the police, you look at it from the police's point of view. When you're faced with people throwing bottles and drunk and really aggressive, you've got to feel an element of sorrow for them, really. But this is the thing: they need to let it be known. I'll keep it really simple: is they need to let it be known which side of the fence they're on, and the only way they can do that is by those that are fed up with having to police like they're having to police now, which is brutal and unnecessary, and they're the ones that instigate the aggro just by their aggressive presence. If all those that have had enough just said, right, we're having a strike, all the police, we're having a strike, stuff it. I'm pretty sure that they would have the backing of the British public, and you know, all it takes normally or generally is for one person to step out of line and show a different direction, and it kind of engages with people. Boom, he's got the right point. Let's walk that way, because it can't be nice to you know to go beating people up. Just that as a job, really, and well, upholding the law. But you know, by upholding the law, they're doing things that firstly they're creating incidents where there's going to be a breach of the peace. They don't, and they've had no like sympathy or empathy with the fact that a lot of people are grieving. Okay, and it's all come to a head now. Shamefully, it's taken children's deaths just to raise the plight of the parents, really, and the children, which is they're being bombarded from any angle you can think of, bruv. You know they're being bombarded, the children.
Yeah.
So, you know, like we do, we like to at least lead a program with at least one resolve, at least to put something on the table, and that is what I've actually come up with. Is Jamila as well. It's a strike. It's the only thing that they can do is they've got to stand up, be the men. The thin blue line. I think it's because they used to be the boys in blue, didn't they? They did, yeah.
What, the boys in blue?
The police force used to be known as the boys in blue.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where the blue line come from.
Ah, thin blue line.
Yeah.
Thin blue line between love and hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a little breakdown of the black Union Jack.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, on police uniforms, some of them wear a black Union Jack with a blue line through it.
Oh yeah, I think you're right actually. Yeah. What does that mean though? What did you get into that?
Well, it's the opposite of the Union Jack we've got. When you take something and move it into negative, it's the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only result I can come up with after batting that about for a bit. It's pretty obvious, really. Yeah. But what I would do is, I might start actually, is just start calling on the police to just get together, do a protest.
What do you mean? Protest with police? Did you say?
Just say, listen, we're fed up of having to do this to the citizens that are really pissed off. just because they're under so much duress, all caused by the government, that do it on purpose to cause duress. It's not by accident. It's not by a poorly implemented plan like a financial crash because, well, we didn't think of that. They think of everything. It's it's like going to sit around one of your tables. You have loads of people around there all chipping in. Some ideas are getting laughed off the park, and some ideas you can run with it for hours.
Yep.
That's your demonstration of how a democracy can work to the best of its potential, really. You can't have, it's called a democratic system. That doesn't mean everybody gets what they want. It's a difficult one. But I was sort of wrapping up now in London, but it was just, I got something to dwell on now, and it's about getting the police to strike to end this nonsense that they have been since going back to the miners' strike. That was it. That opened the gates for the police, and that pretty much labelled them as what they've become, really, which was just violent hoodlums, no different than travelling football fans. So, that needs to be done. Everything needs to be done. But as far as the policing goes, because we need them on our side. And just a few other things. I'm not into protesting. I've done one big one, 2016 in London, and I've seen enough to know that you can have 100,000 people, and it only takes one idiot to throw a bottle or a petrol bomb or something, stab somebody, and that's the whole point of the protest. And this is why there's chaos, isn't there? And alternate protest occurring at the same time. It's all by design, and they're pretty much, mate, as a point now where I can see we're pretty close to having a collapse of law and order in this country.
What can you see it coming?
What I've witnessed over this week is angry people that had enough respect for the authority that is the police to not go and just smash the police up, because the cops will come in 6 against 1. Whereas the other way around, I think there's enough respect for the police for them not to have 6 ganging up on one copper.
Hold on, what's 6 to 1? The people to the police, did you say?
Well, the police, if they want to pin somebody down and arrest them, there's generally 6 coppers, isn't it?
Okay.
You understand? One on each leg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One on each hand, one around the throat, one around the throat, one for the knee to the groin.
Yeah, and one for good luck.
Yeah, one. Yeah. I don't know where that mentality comes from, and I don't know I think that might be a psychological condition for people that use excessive force. Really, I've seen quite a few demonstrations of that this last weekend and this week. I didn't overindulge in it. I sort of look at that, it was like your social experiment. It's looking at people's reactions, but not getting involved, because firstly there's alcohol involved, and anger involved, and people that can't control their anger, and that's the part. So I won't get involved in anything public again like that. No, not like that. But what I'd like to do is offer my support where possible, and the best thing I can do is to come to a resolve by thinking of something. We're all clever enough sat around your table, mate, that we can see this. We could work it out without any restraints, not by saying, well, they won't buy that, they're coppers, they've been like it for 40 years, they're all criminals, this and that. we got, we need to address these sorts of issues because it's gonna cause. You've got children, brother. I'm concerned, really, that it's going to be really, really, really vile. So, the more people that are on,
See,
like,
and that's the thing. I mean, because even with the children, it makes it even harder to really want to give it your all in the fight because, consequences, things happen, repercussions. Who's going to look after the children?
yeah, brilliant point. Yeah,
You
absolutely that.
understand?
So, oh,
Who's going to look
absolutely,
after
yeah.
the children? So
It
that's
takes
why.
a,
Mm,
oh, go on, yeah. Yeah, I understand. It takes a
li-
lot of courage, mate. It takes a lot of courage. And I would say it's that courage when you've got nothing else left. And then you put your child behind you and then you go forward, But until the point where, yeah, with children, it's a difficult one. I would protect myself by
yeah,
not going
exactly.
unless I knew that there was some. It should be a place you should be able to take your children as well because there should be no menace there.
Hmm.
So you've got your children, but you're a family of parents that don't fear taking their children out. It shouldn't be that way.
No.
But I'm all for people family first, really, and community. And what they've bred out of us over the years is that sense of community to a point where we trust our neighbours. All right, yeah, we did. You should trust. Trust your
Mm,
neighbour was a real thing. So that has been bred out of society over the last since Thatcher, since 79, since 1980. She was the one that disbanded the family. And by saying a family, I also mean your community. It's all family. And I can see it can't be far off before they're going to move to do major things like shut the country down, curfew, or I don't know, but it's a massive, massive blow. It's given them more reason, the government, to instill more flipping rules. Anyway, what do you think?
I just think watch your six and guard the children.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the first bit?
Watch your six.
What's your
Watch your
set?
back. Yeah, your 6 o'clock. Watch your 6 o'clock.
All right, your bottom.
Children. Watch your 6 o'clock. Watch your back.
Yeah,
Watch the children.
yeah. Well, I think it's that way, really. The beauty will be when you're standing back to back with somebody else, really. Like,
That's it.
And that
Yeah.
that is still within the psychological memory, the living memory of anybody that's at our age. And when I was looking at, there's like blokes in their 60s, 50s, 60s, even their 70s, but blokes in their 50s and 60s look fit as fiddles, okay? That's my age. They've watched exactly what I've watched unfold over the last 60 years. And they feel exactly the way I do. The only thing is they got up off their asses and got involved in it. But like I say, we've got to be careful who we mix with, because that's what you'll end up like. And if you join a drunken rabble of people just shouting and throwing bottles and abuse, then that ain't the kind of person I would want to be fighting alongside, really. So, with it's like you say, you defend what you have to defend, and you defend yourself,
Hmm.
right? But it would be nice if the police just thought, just one of them, what about having a strike? I'm fed up with this. I'm fed up with going home feeling like, that I've just ruined somebody's life because I wrongfully arrested them, or punched them in the face because I got overexcited.
But then listen, they know what they're signing up for. That's the I was gonna say beauty of it, but that's the irony of it, right? They know what they're signing up for. They know what comes with the job. They know what type of power perks they can get,
Yeah,
right?
no, they're not all like
One,
that, bro.
no, but the thing is, we're not all like that as well.
Oh, absolutely not.
We're not all like that.
No,
But
we're not.
push comes to shove, right? They work for us at the end of the day.
Well, technically, on paper, yeah.
Yeah, right? Technically, they work for us, but they act like they're so above us, right? I'll give you an example. The other day, something happened on the street, right, where they had to close the roads off, the bus, everything. And I looked on the road and I could see there was an incident with a bus, a moped, and something else. I couldn't make out what it was, right? But the road was shut off for like half an hour before I got there, right? As I'm walking past, I'm speaking to a lady. Well, before I even spoke to her, I heard her say something like, "Yeah, it's been pandemonium out here for like half an hour at least." Blah 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 blah. So I'm thinking, oh, she's been out here for a while. So I've gone over to her. I said, "Excuse me, madam. What happened out here?" "Yeah, we don't know at the moment. We can't really give information." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Why? Like, come on. Like, I live around here. I just want to know what happened. Like, I'm not a
Yeah,
terrorist or anything. Just inform the public. Let us know. It might be my
yeah.
bloody uncle that got hit on the bus or something. Who knows?"
To
Now you're
be,
telling me could be a friend, family, anything. But just because they're so on a power trip, and I'm listening, I'm pretty sure we have rights to know what happened, but they don't want to tell us. They
yeah,
just, oh, nothing at the moment. We're doing our investigation. Blah. I'm like, just
yeah,
tell me what happened for my safety. Let me know what happened for my safety.
yeah.
Like, they,
Well,
them, you know what I'm saying? Just,
oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, at the very least, is to quell or quash any fear, isn't it?
mm,
Nothing to fear, mate. Just somebody had one too many tenants super,
yeah, yeah,
um, special brew. Uh, yeah, but just to, there's got to be at least some information on
mm,
a just on a courtesy level of common interest courtesy level. You think, well,
that's, that's it.
yeah, but we need to we need to be more creative, mate. I think, yeah, I think all that creativity that is in the world is waiting to explode, just like that anger was.
Yeah,
But people died. It's not anything to speculate over. The simple thing is to look at the results of what it caused and read into it. Well, we know at some point there's going to be an inter-religious war. That is a foregone conclusion. Um, yeah, some people are nurtured that slitting a throat is a normal thing, mate. If they like your house,
they're having it.
yeah,
They're having it. Squatters' rights, eh?
yeah, yeah. But there's a lot of people are under a lot of stresses. The police need to understand this. I had a guy come up. He come up to my place here about 5 years ago. Now he was campaigning for an independent inquiry to institutionalize sexual child abuse. Okay, and here's one I got on my notes. I just noticed. Oh no, I'll go back to this guy. So he actually came up he's very successful in what he was trying to do. It was the independent the ICSA, Independent Inquiry into Child Sexual Abuse, it was to be led by survivors of child abuse, people that were experienced in the horrors and weren't just reading something that wasn't nice to read. And he came up. I invited him up. He needed someone to film a tutorial video, and it was to teach the police on how to address children that had come into police stations and reported being raped and sexually abused. Now, up to a certain point, it wasn't a common thing. It was one of those things where if you reported yourself as being raped, the police wouldn't take it seriously.
Oh.
And this is not the fault of the individual police. This is part of the police training. They were not trained in how to deal with sort of specific, really tender issues. So he come and filmed. I've got a copy of it here. It is confidential, but so he stood there. I'm recording this footage, and I spoke with him about 3 or 4 weeks ago, after 5 years, something like that, maybe. And I said, "Oh, was it a success?" He said, "Yeah, they took it on board." So the police were even shocked at the fact that all these grooming gangs, that all these high profile people in politics, in the BBC, oddly enough, they didn't really believe that these atrocities actually existed. This is the police. So they weren't prepared in how to deal with somebody that come in and said, "I've just been raped by a bloke." So it was all about raising awareness in whatever way possible. That pretty much blew me away when he told me, yeah, it was a success. They actually took his tutorial on board as part of the education, just to give coppers some kind of sympathy or empathy strand of DNA or whatever it is that makes them feel for the victim. It was just a new thing that the police had to confront on a massive level. There's all this mass reporting of child abuse. But that has actually changed thanks to this my dear friend, who, like I say, was campaigning. His name's Nigel, and he's still campaigning. He's on Twitter. I think he uses Twitter more than anything, maybe Facebook. But he's been successful in getting this independent inquiry up and running. And if he can do that, I'm quite sure that somewhere along the lines, the police will not have been educated in how to deal with this mass protest of crowds in a way other than bullying and trying to shut the protests down. They can't. There's something blocking them from appreciating the fact that really I should be on that side of the fence. I talk a lot then, but there's going to be a trigger that will make them say, "I need to be on that side of the fence." Like you've said it, is the most important thing is to protect your children, and these people had children,
Mm-hmm.
and it's coming for them as well. So hopefully something good always comes out of something really bad and tragic. And the only thing that would justify me even saying that would be if the police stood down and then stood back up. If they took a knee like they did for the Black Lives Matter thing, that when that was a thing, take a knee, they did it. They get involved in all this gay pride stuff, even dressing up and behaving in an explicitly pornographic way. That's a police in uniform. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that something that the only justifiable thing that could come out of from me saying something good was going to come out of this would be that if the police stood down and stood back up again, bent a knee, apologised to the nation. You know, we're not going to mock and say, "Oh yeah, there's no, come on, get up. We understand what you've been through. Now, please, let's get this system back on track.
Mm-hmm.
We need them." Exactly. Yeah. Is that what you said?
Yeah, no, it's not even that we need them, right? We just need people to know to keep their hands to themselves. We don't really need the police. We just need the people that understand the rules, right? The commandments.
And abide by them. That's the ideal, mate. Yeah. That's called heaven. You know, we need what is needed. If you go back to upholding common law, that's what the Bobby was. Upholding common law. Full stop. But there's always going to be somebody, obviously, that ain't going to uphold common law. And this is where the police come in. Now, if it was up to a community what do they call them? Hang mob?
Lynch mob.
Lynch mob, that's it. You know, at least there's some element of calming down, judicial process, yeah. And then guilty. Sorry, unfortunately, we can't kill you. You just got to lock you up for the rest of your life. Yeah, consider yourself, well, I don't know, lucky or unlucky. But anyway, we're not permitted to kill unless in self-defense. Well, you can defend yourself by sticking somebody behind an iron bar. So, you know, there isn't justification for killing. And, you know, but lynch mobs are different because people would have died if the lynch mob mentality was actually carried out to its fullest. Because the amount of people that turned out over this last week is unbelievable. As we've seen massive protests over the last 4 years, London, you know, people standing up en masse. Australia was amazing. Right, and behind Overkill Squad, yeah. I'm just going for the comments. But I like to see a happy resolve.
Yeah.
Before I go to sleep. And thinking that if I woke up tomorrow and the National Union of Policemen and Women and, well, police people voted to go out on strike. They didn't vote, they just went out on strike. Right, stuff it, I'm not coming in, I'm fed up with it. Honestly. It's the police, their attitude needs to change, and that is that it's probably a nurtured trait, and that is to keep their distance from the public, not be involved with the public. I mean, they're in with the public, but they keep themselves to themselves. They don't be part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they used to be respected people back in my day, in the 70s. They used to be regarded, feared. But that was your Bobby on the beat. That was your interaction. If you're walking out our street, oh, what did you do? There's a copper there. He's a giant bloke. I think he was from somewhere like Hawaii or something like that. He was huge. He was almost 7 foot. But he used to float around, and he'd come up our street maybe once a week, once a fortnight. The community Bobby, but that's all he did. He just walked all over.
Yeah, we had one as well.
Yeah. Now they sit in their cars, windows up. If you approach within 6 feet of them, they get their flipping batons out.
Yeah.
They're not very accommodating, and that's probably down to the way they're taught, the way they're trained in an aggressively more violent society. But they don't know any different. We can remember the old days. Anyway, that's it. So if you could think of a title for like a hashtag of strike the police or police, what did I put earlier on? Striking police. Something
Striking
like that.
police.
Yeah, but a hashtag. I'll still think of it. It was like hashtag strike the police. But it's got to be police striking of their own accord and seeing if they can garner any support from the public. Yeah. So if I was in government now, that's what I would do, is I would start out, I would re-educate the police system and say, listen, calm down. You're next. So, yeah.
Good stuff.
So, right. You got a busy day tomorrow. I got on Monday tomorrow, which
Yeah,
is, I think, I
work.
got off. Got a day. Thank you for joining me, London. I'm just going to, if you got a jolly, you can jolly. I'm just going to try and skim through these
Yeah, no problem. I'll
comments, my
check
friend.
stuff out.
And
Yeah.
I'll leave a link in. I'll tell you what, if you say hello in chat, I'll make you a moderator, mate, and then you put a link in.
Oh, cool.
Because you're one of the. I mean, it's all very well and good having moderators, but not everybody thinks the same as you and me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather deal with anything, any nasty comments. I'd rather deal with them myself, rather than having somebody else like block or ban somebody. That's my authority. That. But the thing about moderators is they can post links and things.
Oh yes, yes.
And you, I can trust to not, because you do on your channel, you don't kick people out. Unless, well, I haven't, not anybody that didn't deserve it. I don't think I have actually. I think it's been shut down when people have been getting a bit hoity and about to shut themselves down. But yeah, if you wanted to share your channel, well, you get a mention in the description, Rob. But I'll make you a moderator.
Good man.
Somebody
Appreciate
else. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to make 2 comments here because we've got this. You know that love art thing they got at the bottom.
Love heart thing.
Yeah, when you go into somebody's chat.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking. This thing where you can press it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Well.
Do I have that on mine? I don't even know if I have it on mine.
Yeah. Hearts. Well, that's in the way of the little buttons. So the last comment made is covered up by that. So to get past that heart machine.
Oh, you got to put messages down there.
Yeah, just to raise it up. So that was to get you up there.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and I just opened my own.
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, you're Lalo.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, bro. I'll leave a link in a bit. To your channel. And I'm just going to go through the comments and I'm going to wrap it up. All right, my friend.
Good stuff. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, mate. You're always welcome, Adrian, and you're one of my most welcome guests. So,
Good man. Good
all right,
man.
my friend.
Cheers.
All
Have a
right,
good.
bro.
Peace out. Peace to the
Peace
chat.
out, my friend. Yeah, yeah. Love, yeah. Love to London, mate.
Good stuff. And peace to anybody who's gonna watch this on a rerun.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, bro. Love you, bro. Right. Right. Let me go back to doing this. Sharing that. Yeah, so that's it, really. What was I up to? I think I said hello to Annette, robot, Annette robot, Akimos. Yeah. Thank you, Jamelia. Yeah. Yeah. That was that was 20 minutes ago. Plan B. Plan B. Yeah, work on your plan B because plan A is always got to be pray. Ah, right. What's this here? This link is to a YT channel that got caught in the middle of the unannounced map the other day. You see him trying to get the cops to talk. Their hands tied and muffled by the upper echelon. Yeah, I didn't get a link. You can only share links if on the live stream if you're a moderator. I might be able to find it. There's some children's pictures on milk cartons in the USA. But I figured out it was ads for to know what was up for grabs. Wow. Yeah. Sick. Lord of the Flies, yeah. Absolutely that. Yeah, Lord of the Flies. That's a classic actually. And you know, we should be able to learn something from that. Is that it's a natural thing, isn't it, to want to be the top for some people. And those that master the manipulation element of life, like really, yeah, I don't get it. Those that lead the world are those that will be less equipped or able, probably, to survive in a jungle situation. The moon. Hey, Sir Feb. The moon is made. Right. Let me get. That was KJ's there. Lilo. Yeah, I'll put a link in a minute. And Sir Feb, I'll give you the link because. There you go. Yeah. Lilo. That is the thing. Yeah, just getting back to that. Lilo, well said, my friend. Is if there's going to be a lot of violence, keep away from it. Honestly, don't drink and go the process. Don't carry any weapons. Go there with peace in your hearts and in your mind. That's about it, really. But yeah, it's tough times. All right. All right. Thank you all for joining me. Eskimos. Is that 1983, is it? That makes you 39, 41. 41. There it is. Is that London Man? There it is. Yeah. Thanks for that, bro. I'll stick a link in the description as well. Thank you for joining me again, London. You're invaluable, my friend. Invaluable. Okay, doke. Well, I'm going to wrap it up now then. So, let me find a random. Yeah. Okay, doke. So, I'm going to push this little button up here and I'm going to end it. And if you can come up with any hashtag, this police striking thing up here that says police striking, can't see it. Just to make things a little bit more viral. Alright, thank you all so much for joining me. Love you all. Don't like it, please don't like this video, and unsubscribe for me. Please, please. Let's see if that works. Okay, I'm ending now. Love you all. Praise the Lord. Peace.